Cool.
Awesome, and thank you for accepting my invitation, and thanks for accepting to talk with me.
You're welcome.
So I thought to introduce you to my audience.
Yeah, perfect.
So can you introduce yourself to my audience?
Yeah, so I'm Paul Boggie. I am the author of Heroin to Hero. I brought a copy. So this is my book. I live in Scotland, and I wrote this book 8 months ago, and I am donating all the profits to homelessness in Scotland to try and help the
Okay,
homeless people.
great man. I'm meeting a great guy.
Thank you.
So what do you do? Are you a professional writer or?
No, um, at the moment, you know, that was my first book, and I was a heroin addict. Before I joined the army, I was on heroin and for 7 years, and I started to write um, as part of my rehabilitation to get better. I used to write how I feel on paper, and then I managed to get loads of paper, and then I made it into a book. Um, I was medically discharged in
I think there
2015.
is a network problem. You can go on.
So basically, I had all these things that I had written, and I put it together to make a book. Um, and then I published it. I self-published on Amazon 8 months ago, um, to try and sell as many copies worldwide, all around the world as I can. Um, and obviously, heroin heroin is a problem all around the world, not just Scotland. You know, so I want to try and get my book to reach as far round the world as I can. Hopefully, you can help, um, to reach corners of the world that I'm not able to. So through the power of social media, um, I hope to be able to raise awareness of the book and help people who suffer from heroin addiction or um, alcohol addiction, prescription medication addiction, mental health issues, which I suffered from. Um, I have been suicidal in my life. I came very close to ending my life, and I'm so glad I'm still here now, being able to talk to you, and just really just share my story, as far around the world as I can. I'm also making a documentary, and I am making a feature film. Have you ever seen Trainspotting?
Respond no.
It's a film. It's a film set in Scotland, and my story is similar. It's like a real life one,
Okay.
because I was on all these drugs, growing up. I was in a gang when I was younger. Then I joined the army, and then I was outside Buckingham Palace with my red tunic and bearskin, guarding the Queen. Like a toy soldier. And I
Okay.
was, and I was that was my job. And I want to make a film, make a
Okay.
feature film about it. So it's, hopefully it's going to be a blockbuster. Um, so even where you are, you'll be, I interviewed him. I interviewed him. You know. So yeah, hopefully. So that, yeah, that's where I'm at just now. Um, we are we're still in lockdown, Scotland. We're still locked down. So
Okay.
I can't go out the house for, it's been 8 months. I've been stuck in the house. So I've not been able to really go out very far, just on social media every day. Um, I've got an interview next week in America. I done a radio station last night that goes to all over the world. So I'm slowly getting there now with social media, and helping to raise awareness of my my most important message, Si, is that even when you are on heroin or drugs and you feel like your life is over and you can't stop and you can't go over it, well, I'm living proof that you can do it. And you can go on to do amazing things like what I done in the book, like join the army or get a job, get a girlfriend, get a house. All these things that drug addicts don't believe that they can do. I want to be living proof that they can do it. And
Okay.
hopefully once they see me, wherever they are in the world, they will, if they are on drugs and struggling really bad, they will see me and maybe, understand I can change my life.
Okay.
Regardless of what situation they're in, they can change their life. So it's a story of hope and inspiration. That's really what I'm standing for. That people see it and they believe that they can change their life. They can get a job and get a house, a girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever, things that they don't believe right now are even possible because of the drugs. They don't believe it, But so I want to make sure and try my hardest to make sure that they do believe it, that it is possible, and they can achieve it. So yeah, that in a nutshell, that's me.
So heroine to hero.
Heroin to hero, yes.
So it is completely your story.
Yeah, and at the moment, I self-published, and it's only for sale on Amazon, on ebook or paperback. So I only use Amazon at the moment. I will get a publisher in time, but because of lockdown, I've been unable to get a publisher. So that's where you could buy it at the moment. So even people with mobile phones, they can go on Amazon and they could potentially be reading it in 5 minutes time.
Okay.
So hopefully someone watching your channel is intrigued enough to want to know my story and they buy it. That's the hope.
So definitely I'll put the Amazon link of your book in the description of this video. We'll talk about you addicting to heroin and what made you to take that and what made you to stop.
So what made me start taking it was all my friends, were already taking it, and I was the last one um, to to I said no, I don't want it. For 2 weeks, my friends were taking heroin, and I said no, no, no. Then I had an argument with my mum. I got in a very bad mood. Um, then I went to my friends, and they offered me it. And because I was in a bad mood, all my friends were taking it. I didn't want to be left out, like sort of peer pressure. So I tried it. I tried it the first time. Um, then I actually felt sick, physically sick, the very first time I ever tried heroin. And I don't know, Si, why I went back. But every day I started to take heroin every day. Then about 2 months, 2 months every day, there I couldn't get any heroin. The police had done drug raids, so all the heroin dealers had went away. I couldn't get any, and then that's when I first noticed cold turkey, like withdrawals. That was really bad, physical. My whole body was shivering, pain in my stomach, in my head, in my chest, everywhere. And then that was when I realised that I had become addicted to heroin. And 7 years 7 years I took heroin. I was under 8 stone. I wasn't eating. The doctor told me I was going to die, but not from heroin. The doctor told me I was going to die because I wasn't eating. I wasn't eating every day, and the weight on my body just, through time, the weight just started to drop off because I wasn't eating. Malnutrition was what was going to kill me. Then 7 years, I decided that I relapsed. I relapsed 12 or 13 times trying to stop. I promised all my family, I promise I will stop. And I never, 12 or 13 times. And then on the last time, I looked at myself in the mirror. I put my nose onto the mirror and looked into my eyes and told myself, don't ever ask for heroin ever again because you're not getting it. And, 16 years ago that was.
Okay.
So I've been off heroin for 16 years now. But I still remember that day like it was yesterday. It's very vivid in my mind. The whole experience is very vivid. I just told myself that I'm not going to take it any longer. Sorry, can you bear with me 2 seconds, please, Si? Literally.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
All right, brilliant. Thank you, mate. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
So yeah, I 2005, I was 25 years old. From 18 to 25, I was on heroin. Then 25, I decided enough was enough. Looked at myself in the mirror, spoke to myself, and it worked. And ever since then, I never came close to relapsing once. Not once did I even come close to take the drug again. I never will, ever again. And I knew that 16 years ago that I will not touch heroin ever again. And obviously, 16 years down the line, after maybe a few weeks, once the physical withdrawals were really bad, I started to get fit. I started to eat a lot more, put some weight back on. I started to run. I used to run around the block and run up the hill on the beach. I would run everywhere. Then I started to box. I would go to the gym and I would start boxing. Not against anyone, just hitting a bag, a punch bag. And it was so good for my anger management.
Okay.
I was so angry all the time. Angry at the world, angry at myself, angry at everyone. And by using boxing, it helped for me to control my anger. Then 5 years later, I had got so fit that I was walking past the army recruitment centre.
Okay.
And I thought I was too old because I was 30 years old. I thought I was too old. I walked in and they said to me, they say, how old are you? And I said, 30. They said, are you fit? And I said, yes, sir. And then he said, I will get you in the Scots Guards.
Okay.
I went away, done my medical. So I had the medical. And in the medical, they said, do you have any drug or alcohol problems in the past? And I said, yes. I used to be a heroin addict. because I had been 5 years clean
Okay.
and I was fit, they signed a bit of paper and said, basic training, on you go. And then I
Okay.
went down England. I went down to England and done all my basic training, and learned how to be a guardsman. So I was a soldier, but I was also doing Buckingham Palace, Windsor Castle, all down London. I was doing all these ceremonial duties, and it was amazing. Everywhere, every time I went on guard, I felt like a superstar. Everybody was with a camera, all the tourists flashing, just
Okay.
hundreds of people flashing their camera at me, and I was like, wow, like I never ever thought I would be at that, from where I was, like on the streets and down and out and depressed, suicidal, to being outside Buckingham Palace like a superstar, with all the flashing. And I was like, wow, like I became proud of what I had done. Then unfortunately I broke my back in 2011. I broke my back and crushed my spine. So I am in a lot of pain every day with my back. And I got put on medication from the doctor for my back. And I became addicted again. So I was now on I was a drug addict, but from the doctor this time. It wasn't heroin, but it was from the doctor. But I became addicted to all the tablets. And
Okay.
8 months ago, when I finished writing this, I was writing about my heroin addiction and how I stopped. And then I realized I can stop my medications as well. So 8 months ago, I stopped all my medications, stopped everything. I still have a very bad back, but I am drug free now for 8 months. I'm totally drug free. Don't take any drugs, and my back isn't any worse than what it was when I was on tablets, medications, no different. It's not any worse through stopping the tablets. So it's amazing. I didn't think. I thought I was going to be in more pain once I stopped my tablets, but I'm not. Same, completely the same. So it just shows, all those years of taking tablets from the doctor. I shouldn't. I'm just so glad now that I tried to stop, and I did stop, and now I realise that because the pain isn't any worse, I wish I had done it sooner. I wish I had, years and years ago. I wish I had tried to do it. But I suppose everything happens for a reason. The reason I'm here talking to you right now is because I done it 8 months ago, and I went onto social media and got a Facebook account, got an Instagram account, a Twitter, a TikTok account, and a YouTube channel that I have, and used social media to do what I'm doing. So I believe very much in destiny, very much so. Now I believe it's destiny. I believe it's destiny that I'm talking to you. I believe that when you put this onto your channel, someone in the world, wherever they are, someone in the world will watch it and think, I'm stopping. I'm going to stop as well. I'm going to try my hardest, and I'm going to do what Paul done, and I'm going to stop. They may even write a book. I may inspire people to write books, or join the army, or I could inspire people to do potentially anything they want. Always follow your dreams, Si. Always follow your dreams. anything is possible in this world. Anything at all.
So when you addicted to heroin, did anybody help you from coming out from that?
There was support. I did get offered support, but in my mind, I wasn't ready. I didn't believe. My parents, my school teachers, told me when I was a young boy, heroin will kill you. That was what I was taught. Heroin will kill you. And I seen many people die from heroin. Many people. So I believed when I became addicted, I believed that I was going to die from heroin. So even when I went to see drug counsellors, the problem with a lot of the drug counsellors were that they didn't really understand where I was. They had went to university to learn about drugs. They hadn't been where I had been, and when they were talking to me, I didn't engage with them whatsoever, because they had learnt it from a book. They had read a book about heroin, and then they were trying to tell me how to stop, and they were reading it from a book. Then I had one counsellor who had been off heroin for 8 years, and he said to me, Paul, before we say anything, I want to just tell you, I have been 8 years off heroin. And I couldn't believe it. I thought, how are you still alive? I asked him, how are you still alive? And he said, you can't do it. You can't do it. And that always stuck, and I'll always remember Francis, his name was. I always remember that meeting all those years ago with him. And that was probably the first thought that made me realise that it is possible. But I still wasn't ready. I went to many drug rehab sort of places, and none of them worked. Then I done a course in Edinburgh in Scotland. I done a course which isn't to do with drug use. It is to do with the power of the mind. It was for 3 weeks, and it is like the course showed you that you make the decision. Like, I make the decision. You as well. Anybody watching this, you make the decision in your life to do something, good or bad. And I used that knowledge that I learned on that 3-week course, and I applied it to my addiction. And the first question that I asked myself in my head, what do you want? And my answer was, I don't want to be a heroin addict anymore. I don't want to be a heroin addict. Then in my head, don't ask, you won't get it, in the mirror, and it worked. And it was all through understanding that the power of the mind. The mind controls the body. Mind controls everything. Our whole life, from early boy, young boy, to old man. Your mind controls everything that you do. Everything you decide to do in your life is controlled by the mind. And that was an amazing experience, to be able to understand that I can choose. I could choose anything. I decided to go and be a soldier, but I could have been policeman, fireman, a paramedic, a doctor. I could have chose to do anything I want to do, and I still believe that now, because I'm an author. I'm an author, a proud author, and I am getting a lot I'm doing a lot of podcasts. I'm on the radio now. I'm in the newspapers. And it's amazing to think that I can be an author. Just little old me that nobody really knows. That I can do it, and that's amazing. And when I make a film, and I help direct in the film, author, film director, maybe. What else? I believe that I can do anything that I want if I just put my mind to it and work hard. Don't give up. Don't listen to the negative people. There always will be negative people in this life for everyone. There will always be people that will just not be very, very nice people, but they should never stop you, ever. If anything, they should put fire in your belly to keep going. If people say horrible things, use that energy, that bad energy they're giving off to you. Use it in a positive way. And be stubborn. I'm a stubborn man. I'm very stubborn. Use that stubborn and say, no, I will. I'll show you. I will show everybody I can do it. And that's important for everyone. Not just for me, not just for addicts, for everyone. Just use that positive energy in a good place to put you in a good place. Definitely.
So, drug addict to a army soldier, and from army soldier to filmmaker.
Yeah. So filmmaker. I'm writing more books. Author. Yeah. I've already started my second book. You will be mentioned in my second book because my whole journey from the second book, the last chapter of this book finished 8 months ago.
Okay.
And my new book that I'm writing now starts from 8 months ago, COVID, lockdown.
Okay.
So I write about COVID. I'm stuck in the house. I go into social media. And then I talk about being in the newspapers. I talk about being on Instagram, doing Skype calls all around the world. And I'm writing, documenting my whole journey to making the film. From finishing the book to publishing the book, all the way through to making a feature film will be my second book. So there will be many people like yourself who have helped me to spread the word all over the world. And I will write, in my second book, I will write about these people. So you need to look out for it.
I think God wants you to live for a long time and inspire people. I think that is why the reason you are here and you're talking with me, and your words also, not only through your book, only to the audience who reads your book, also the people who watches my videos and who subscribe to my channel, and who didn't subscribe, and who may see from anywhere, like any social platform. I'll put this clip in social media. So any person who is addicted to this alcohol, or this heroin, or any kind of a drug which destroys, which actually creates a negative effect in the body of a human being. So you are inspiration. You are inspiration. You are like, I think that name is perfect for your life. I think heroine to hero. So when I saw the picture, so I really wanted to talk with you, and to, I really want to show you to the world. There are a lot of people who are into this, not only physical illness, they are going into their mental illness, like they are unable to come out from their bad experiences. Somebody hurt them, or some relationship problem, some financial problem, and you said about the physical illness, the body problem. So definitely, not only in this video, you're doing told not only the importance of the body and importance of life. You also told everything is possible, and you are also telling anything can be done.
Yeah, and I think more so the mental side. The mental side is so difficult to break, you know, for an addict of any drug or alcohol. It's so difficult to break the mental side. So thank you very much for helping me to share my story. I really appreciate it, Zai.
So at last, I want you to tell about the mind state that you have experienced when you was taking the drug. What was your mind state? Are you ready to listen to people? Are you ready to change, or are you conscious, or do you think that what you are taking is right, and do you think that you are right and the world is wrong?
Yeah, I knew it was wrong. I knew it was wrong. But the problem with heroin was that once I had become addicted, um, that the reason that so many people take heroin is because it clouds everything. It takes away physical pain and it takes away mental pain. So when I was addicted, I was ashamed. I was so ashamed, and I had put my family through horrible times when they seen me on heroin. I was ashamed, and I still have that shame today, and I will always have it till the day I die. I will always be ashamed of what I've done, but I will use it in a positive way. But back when I was on the drugs, regardless of what was going on around me in my life, as soon as I took heroin, nobody mattered. Nobody. Not my family, no friends, not police, not government. Nobody mattered. I was so self indulged in my own life. All I wanted was heroin. Heroin was my best friend because once I took heroin, I wasn't ashamed. I wasn't embarrassed. I wasn't all these horrible feelings that I would get. As soon as I took heroin, all that feeling went away. It was just me and heroin, and my mind was free. The heroin just put a big cloud over all my head, all my anxiety, all my mental health problems, my anger issues. Heroin took all that away, everything. And that's why so many people take the drug, because they are in pain or ashamed, you know, and they know that once they get their fix of heroin, it will take it away. But of course, the downsides to that is that, you know, you become addicted. Um, you your physical body starts to become destroyed the more you take it. The physical being just becomes destroyed, and but you don't care because all you want is heroin every day. Every day is only, you know, you don't think about family, you don't think about anything else. All you think about is getting your heroin, and you know, once as soon as you take heroin, all that pain goes away, and all the physical pain goes away. Everything goes away, and everything is your life is bliss, if you like. You know, your life's amazing. You sit there sleeping, you know, your body has just become so relaxed because of heroin that you don't think about anything, and that's why it's such a dangerous drug for people to take, because you disregard the rest of your life. You disregard it. It's not important. Anything bad happens in your life, and you have some trauma, you have some bad things happen to you in your life, then once you take heroin, it takes it away. But it's not the answer. It's not the answer, because people can't be on heroin for their whole life. You're going to die eventually. You can't take those sorts of drugs. Same with alcohol. Alcohol is legal in this country. People drink whiskey every day, bottles of whiskey, and it's the same. If you drink bottles of whiskey every day, your body will react in a bad way, and you will kill yourself, by poison. You are poisoning your body, but your mind doesn't. But your mind doesn't care.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important to try and help people. To try and help people to get off, to get away from drugs and get away from alcohol, to move away and find something else in life to focus your energy on, something positive, a hobby, a job, anything positive. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's not drugs, to move away. And it's important to try. That's what I want to do. I want to try and help as many people as I can, to stop, and hopefully I have a support group on Facebook, and I help addicts every day. I do a video into my support group every single day, and I talk about what we've spoke about. Okay. Same, and I tell everyone, that's on heroin right now. They're on heroin now, and they're asking me, Paul, please help. And I say, join my group. And I talk, and I have some members that have been almost 8 months drug free, because nice. I help them. 8 months drug free, and they have been on drugs for over 25 years. They've been taking drugs, and now one of my friends now, he has been 8 months drug free, like me, drug free. He has been 8 months, and he has never known his life without drugs. He's from a teenager. He's always been on drugs, and now he's drug free because he listened. He listened to what I had to say, my tips and tricks on how the mind works. He took it on board himself and applied it to his own life, and it worked. And there is many other members that I have in my group who do the same. They are reducing every day. Less drugs one day, a little less, just take a little bit less every single day, and then before long, you can come off so much. You could take so much less drugs than what you had than when you started, and you just have to do a little bit every day, and it all adds up. As the weeks and the months go by, it adds up, and then you can break free. Everyone can break free from the addiction. You just have to want it in your heart. You won't have to want it, and you have to open your mind. If you can open your mind and you genuinely want a better life away from drugs, you can have it. You can take it. It's there for you. You just have to believe in yourself that you can do it. So that is why I talk, as you probably notice, I talk a lot. I talk every day about drug addiction because I want to help, you know. And the more I talk on the radio, the more I talk on social media, on the news, the more I share my story, then there will be people outside Scotland, outside the UK. There will be people, hopefully, that will hear my story and they will do it. They will break free from the addiction. Hope so. That's my
Yeah,
dream. That's my dream.
100%. Your constructive thoughts will help them in doing something which helps them in their personal growth.
Yeah.
Thank you
Hopefully,
so much. Yeah,
thank you.
yeah. Thank you so much for giving your valuable time and telling your experience. And I'm sure you know your book reaches a lot of people, and your book makes a lot of people to do something which works, and uh, definitely, and they will not take heroin or any kind of drug and spoil their lives.
Yeah. Hope so. My fingers are crossed. My fingers are crossed.
Have you seen any previous videos of mine on YouTube?
I've not. I will tonight. I will look tonight. I'm going to have. My wife is going to cook me my tea, so I'm going to have some food, and then tonight I will go onto your YouTube channel, and I will subscribe. I may have already subscribed when I first spoke to you many weeks ago. I think I may have. If I've not, I will do it tonight. And I know I have you on Instagram because this is how we are talking now. Do you have Facebook?
Yeah, I have Facebook. I'll send you my Facebook.
And do you do Twitter?
Yeah, I have Twitter, Facebook. You can, if you go through my YouTube, in the end of the video, I'll put all my social accounts image, and where all my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, every account will be there. And if not, I'll send you personally.
Do you do TikTok, Zai?
Yeah, yeah,
Well, I will follow you. I will follow you on all your social media, and I will certainly keep in touch with you anyway. And I hope you enjoy following my journey,
yeah,
um, because I put everything on my social media, my whole journey. So when you see me making a film,
yeah. I
you know,
will.
when I'm out making a film and I'm shooting for the film, you will be able to see it on Instagram and on
Yeah,
Facebook and stuff. Um,
yeah,
I will send you a friend's request on Facebook, and I'm sure we will become good friends.
yeah. I'll follow you from now, and I'll see your content. And I'll definitely do whatever I can do. I can make people to follow you, and make people to see your film at the same time. Your book. I want your book to reach more people, and because from my side, I want to tell world what is good. Through my YouTube channel, I'm doing the same. What you are doing through your book, I'm doing that through my vocal cord. I'm talking with people from different professions who are working in different professions, trying to tell what they are experiencing. So one person's experience is completely different from other person's experience. But this is the first time I did a video with army person, but your story is very intense. Your story is very inspiring. You're
Thank you.
completely a different man. You are there to inspire people. You are there to create some positivity on this planet.
Thank you, Zai. Thank you. I'll
Thank
try my
you.
best. But then without people like you helping to share, you know, I wouldn't reach people who they would never ever know who Paul Boggie is. You know, so people like me need people like you to help share. So what you're doing as well is very important. Very positive thing that you are doing. So thank you.
So in the beginning, you said everything has a purpose. So there is a purpose. The creator made me to talk with you and show you through my medium. So yeah, there is a purpose for me talking with you, and this is very good connection. I really love talking with you and connecting with you, and I'm sure I'll see your work, and I'm sure you will see my work in coming days.
Yeah, and we can always do another update. We can always do another
Yeah,
video. You know,
definitely.
uh,
Yeah,
when things start to get exciting,
yeah,
um,
definitely.
we could do another one, and I can give you an update
Yeah,
and let you know everything exciting that is going on in my
yeah,
life.
yeah.
Definitely, definitely,
I'll be ready anytime when you say.
perfect.
So can I put this video on my YouTube channel and on my social networks and on internet with your permission?
You share it far and wide, my friend. You share it far and wide. That's what I need. That's what I need. So you can share it anywhere that you want.
Thank you, heroine to hero. I sal I salute you. You are inspiring. You make a lot of people uh, change the way they think with your book and with this video.
Yes,
Thanks again.
amazing, amazing.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks again.
Okay, thank you, Zai.
Bye.
Bye bye.